Hi, I'm Courtney Collins.
And I'm A-Leaf Bay.
Welcome to another edition of Big Apple Football.
Oh man, it's been a while, but we are back now and
We're back up and running, and we're in action, and it's gonna be. It's the season is really taking off, Coach. And
oh man, definitely. You know, here we are now in Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl week sounds familiar.
Yeah, Super Bowl week definitely sounds familiar. You know, and we got some phenomenal matchups here this week in our Division Two.
Well, you know, Division Two had a lot of promise this year. There were some teams in that division that, quite frankly, most people were saying, "Hey, this team needs to go down, Coach." But I'll tell you one thing: playing Division Two is not a step down. What it is a restructuring of organization, and I think a lot of teams that played in Division Two this year did well. And D2 there is definitely no slight in D2 because some D2 teams can beat some D1 teams for sure.
Oh man, definitely, and you find that out once you hear our Super Bowl matchups. You know that some teams that went down there and regrouped, that's exactly what they did. They went down there and regrouped, and
they're ready to go.
I think they're ready maybe some sooner than others think, maybe coming back to D1.
Well, let me say this to you. Big weekend, a lot of upsets, a lot of teams that we thought were going to be there are not there. A lot of teams that we didn't think were going to be there are there. And it goes back to what you said about the Queens organizations, Coach.
You just don't want to play the Ravens in November.
Never.
You know, if you want to play the Ravens, you want that to be September,
October, and October possibly.
Impossible.
But you know what? Staten Island Hurricanes learned the hard way. Don't play the Ravens during the late times of the year, and it looks like the Ravens are D1 are going on their way to the Super Bowl in two divisions.
Yeah, well, we'll get back to that later. I like to jump back into this D2.
Definitely.
For the simple fact that that's what's going to happen this week, live and in person Sunday
at Poly Prep High School.
Don't miss this.
Definitely not. I think the Super Bowl for D2, the stage is set. You have in the Mighty Mike division the Brooklyn Chargers against the Bengals. The Bengals and the Chargers. Bengals was one of those teams that were touted. It was supposed to be a D1 team this year, down in D2 this year. Coach Anthony Robles, Coach Fats did an excellent job, and they're on their way to the Super Bowl.
Oh, definitely. You know, also you got to take your hats off to the Bronx Chargers.
Yes.
Returning Super Bowl
champions, absolutely.
At the Mighty Mike level.
Bless you. Renegades.
I didn't want to put that out there, you know, but yes, it was the Renegades.
They won in the Metro Division, and to Coach Edmonds' credit, he let you know again, this was not a fluke in the Metro Division last year. He's now moved up a level. He's in D2, and he's back in the Super Bowl.
Well, you know, hats off to a couple of those kids over there. Carlos Fernandez,
right.
You know, quarterback number 8.
He's a banger.
Tough little kid.
He's a banger.
Met him on the street. Kept a hold on my wallet. Kid's a tough little kid, you know? He threatened me and everything.
He's definitely been, and let me just make sure that we say Jawan Jones' name because I don't want to meet me on the street. These guys are getting bigger and stronger.
I know at one point we were saying here in this league, Big Apple, that there's no football in the Bronx. But that's changed because here you at the Mighty Mike level, you have
both Bronx
teams.
Nobody from Brooklyn, nobody from Queens.
So that lets you know there's something going on. A football grows in the Bronx.
Absolutely.
Football grows in the Bronx.
Absolutely. Let's make sure that we mention Dana Harris's name. Dana Harris, the all-purpose running back for the Chargers. Excellent talent. And
you don't want to forget over on the Bengals side,
yes.
You know, Demir Bliger, and I hope I'm saying that right because I don't want you looking for me either. Number 37 running back.
Yes. Well, again, that some of those players are players returning, and I understand that Demir Bliger, again, a great running back. This is going to be a great Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have my popcorn and be there early for the Mighty Mike game.
I want to put you in the spot. Who you taking, Coach?
Oh man, that's early to put me in a spot right now. Let's wait till we see what's going on. We'll come back to that. You know, we didn't have any T-shirts to throw out today, so
right.
I got to think about that one.
Junior Pee Wee division.
Here we are in the Junior Pee Wee division again, where the Bengals standing tall again.
Right.
You know, it's a shame that organization had to go down to D2 with the powerhouse organization that they have and what division they do play in. You know, but if you just can't do what you need to do to be in D1,
right?
They're showing that they're a D1 team in D2.
Absolutely. And again, you have to take your hats off. The Bengals are coming up big. And here's the funniest thing: their old nemesis. Who do they play the Super Bowl?
The Wild Cards.
The Wild Cards. Coach Julio.
So here we are. We've only went to 2 divisions, and we have 4 Bronx teams
Yes.
playing in those 2 divisions.
Yes.
Brooklyn, where you at?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Again, the Wild Cards is a tough organization. I had the pleasure of watching them play on the junior Pee Wee level a couple of weeks ago. They did really well. Again, the Wild Cards are here to stay. Tough organization. Coach Julio, Coach Rick, they getting the troops ready. And this is the Wild Cards' second appearance in the Super Bowl, I believe. They appeared in the Super Bowl, actually third appearance. I'm sorry. They appeared in the Super Bowl as a intermediate division,
yeah.
and they won the Super Bowl last year as a junior midget team, and they're back in the Super Bowl as a junior Pee Wee team.
I mean, you know, nothing more you could say about that organization. Definitely putting it together up there in the Bronx. You know,
Yes.
Julio. They're pulling the troops together up there because this is going to be a nail-biting fight.
Right.
You know, here you have a split of an organization.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes.
you know this is going to be rivals.
This is definitely going to be a big
I
rivalry.
won't miss
in the
this
Super-
one. I won't miss this one.
And the interesting thing is that neither one of these teams have seen each other this year at all. Haven't seen each other this year at all. So this is going to be really interesting to see how Julio and how Coach Anthony values the troops, because I know both of them really want to win this game. And
it should be a good matchup because,
Yes.
I mean, Coach Anthony's coached under Julio, so therefore, you know, they know each other, you know.
well,
It'll be a good game.
well, we're going to take a message break. We'll be back after these messages and these highlights. And this message will be coming to you by Play Pusher. And we're back.
Yes, to talk about the Pee Wee division here in Division 2, where we have a good matchup. You know, Darryl's Tomahawks against Jamel's Jets of Harlem.
Jets of Harlem, he was on the hot seat early in the year in August, and Jamel vowed that he would have a team in the Super Bowl, and he has a team in the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm saying he has a team in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh man, definitely. And this team here, you know, the Pee Wee division that he has.
Yes.
I mean, he's still got some of the kids came up from his team last year from
right.
the junior Pee Wees.
Quarterback,
Right, number 6. I can't remember the young man's name, but
he's an athlete.
I call him Mr. Elusive.
Yes, he's an athlete.
You know, this kid can run, throw, while he's still watching what's going on down the field. You know, I mean, for somebody at such an age to be so advanced,
Right.
I mean, this kid is good.
He's definitely a good player, and I understand not only can he run and throw, but he can also get you Letterman tickets if you're looking for that too. He is definitely a talented athlete. He's one of those players that if you don't corral this guy and bring him in, he definitely will make the game hard for you. The other thing is too, on the other side of the coin, the Tomahawks, they have some plays also.
Oh, no doubt. You got Joshua Hines, you know, the running back, along with
Saki. Simply Saki. And
a hard-hitting linebacker.
exactly. And with a name like Saki, you expect him to be a big-time linebacker.
Well, you know, some names, you know, just take you into the NFL, you know.
Yes,
I mean, that's an
absolutely.
NFL name.
Yes. And I think, again, the Tomahawks have not been back in the Super Bowl since 2004. With the Pee Wee division, they're back, and they're growing. And here's a big game for the Tomahawks. And I think if Coach Ramsey and the troops and the coaches for that particular team can muster a win out of this, Tomahawk program is on its way.
I mean, well, I got to admit that Tomahawk program is definitely on its way. You know, I mean, they even had some hardship in the conference finals, losing some games.
Yes.
So it's definitely up and coming, no doubt about it.
I'm sure, again, the Tomahawks are definitely on the right path. And speaking of the Tomahawks, we'll be back after these messages with the Tomahawk Junior Midget team. That'll be a lot of fun as we interview some of those young men.